Greetings, everybody. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Kenshi Shek's Conquest, episode 52, Bound for Ruin. And then, if we do train them up that way, which is fine. Hey, you want more treats? If we do train them up that way, which is totally fine, then we need to start picking on enemies that they can take on. So what we could do is we could travel around our immediate vicinity, patrolling around and taking out dust bandit camps and the like, and work our way up to stronger things. I'm just going to leave it at sort of arbitrary stronger things, because it's going to take a while for us to get tough, especially for the new guys. I don't want to throw the new recruits into like the boiler and get them to, you know, get totally creamed in a fight. Just because they're armored doesn't mean they really know how to defend themselves. So I have to be careful with them. Does look like you guys are going to allow for some training dummies. So let me set those up. So the combat trainers, the training dummy combat trainers, can train you up to 16, which is a pretty respectable minimum skill. And I'm going to make sure that every single person in the community that we have has a level 16. So I'm going to set up 5 trainers on the roof. To note, or to you know, this will require steel bars. So for one of the new guys, I'm going to have to set them up to manage the steel bar stash. So we have had the steel refinery over here that nobody's worked at yet, because I haven't had need of steel bars until now. So, Horse, this will be you. And this refinery allows for 2 workers. So, you know what, Shona? Stop practicing your lockpick. We're going to have you work over here as well. The other issue is it doesn't look like these are well illuminated. So I'm going to need to set up lights. Do a light post. Here. Actually, let's go a little overkill and add plenty of lights. I think, no, this is not vertical. I think one of the problems that we've had with the farms, is they're not illuminated enough, and we are failing at farming a lot often as a result of the lack of proper lighting. So proper lighting is pretty important. There we go. We got some lights going. Reezer, you want a job? Sure. What were you previously? You were good at engineering, but you want to be farming? I'll add you to the farmer. Alright, Reezer. Take you off of the mounted crossbow. And I'm going to have you manage the farm. So, Ruka, Greasor. Let's cluster out you all together. Gizo. Oh, not Ruka. I mean, Rain. Okay, you are now farming every single farm spot. So here you are, trying to help out in the field. You can really see the difference of skills here. So Greasor here has a farming of 1. Gizo here has a farming of 70. Oh, okay, next farm. So look at the, well, it looks like they're murdering each other, but see the difference? Difference of skill? Oh, yes. Very obvious to me. So he's trying. He's trying. I'm excited to see you improve. Rain over here has a farming of 77. She mostly doesn't fail anymore, which is cool. Slotus and Mike, if you have employment preferences, you feel free to let me know. And Slotus, you are getting the blade. Oh, it should have gone to Mike first, but whatever. Which has Slotus moving up. So there's really only one to be armored now. He needs white plate and blade, and everybody else now has at least white plate and blade. Slotus, I don't know what you're going to do. I have no idea what your work is going to be. I can have you be a general hauler. For now. Just haul the bins. Okay. Yeah, adding additional food output would be great. I'm waiting for the rice weed farm to sprout, because one of the things I really want to make is Gohan. Gohan is rice weed and green fruit. Oh, you know what? I don't have a green fruit farm, though. But Gohan is obviously super nutritious. It has a nutrition of 75. Compared to a Dust Witch. Dust Witch does rack up a 70, which is pretty good. And then food cubes are green fruit and bread, which is another 75. And those are the really nutritious. Meat wraps are 50, which is not bad. But I just if I could work towards Gohan, or even rice bowls would be fine. Just different ways to supplement food. And then Rockfin is about a third of the way to Tech 5. Okay, lights are on. The new rice farm is obviously not illuminated, so let me get the light posts for that. And these light posts haven't been built yet, which is odd, because Rockfin is set to engineering. I think we don't have the electrical components or iron plates for it. No, we have iron plates for it. Why are you guys standing around? Oh, because he's researching. All right, King, you are going to be set to engineer. Cheers. We already have 2 cooks, so I don't really have room for any additional cooks. Foley and Cowley are both wanted to cook, and they're both currently cooking. They're cooking the hard way, the long way, which requires them to run down to the farm and fetch, which is obviously inefficient, but that's somewhat by design so that we can train their skills a little bit more effectively. There we go. Now it's becoming nice and illuminated. I have to keep an eye on how much power my new things draw. But now they're Horse and Shona are no longer in the dark. Els is. But at some point, I just can't be bothered to continue to add, like, lights everywhere. It gets annoying. Like, there's certainly a lot of these farms. Yeah. Okay, let me just suck it up. Light post. Let's do Mark 3 light posts. I don't know why I've been making the Mark 1s. I think just because they default. Let's see the brightness difference from Mark 1 to Mark 3. So I'll put them side by side, so you can compare left with right. I should probably buy green fruit next time I'm in town. Yeah, you're right. Get rid of the old torch posts. Callie asks, what is your athletic skill while still running? 81. It's really good. What I was planning on doing is, once I have the automatic flour grinding, to put the automatic flour grinder down here. Yeah, that is much better. Let's nuke the post ones for at least this farm. And bring that up. Ugh, of course it's going to be dark for now. Lit post. Come on. Oh, embed in the ground. There we are. A lot of the fails that you see in the farm is a result of working in the dark. That's discernibly better. Yep. No longer farming penalties for it. What's the wall by the water? This wall by the water prevents us from trying to swim through the water when we're pathing around our base, just to keep people from, you know, working extraordinarily slow as a result. Okay, so we have our steel bars rolling off the line. And it's going to be good to get those. They were being made for these training dummies. So let's go through the roster now. We are going to upgrade the goal to work on training. So these little training dummies train you, what, melee? Attack and defense. So anyone that has a particularly low melee attack and defense, like Night Knave or Thorfinn, they can come up here and do some training on it. And that will, if you take a look at their skills, well, actually, it's just melee attack. But if you take a look at their skills, their melee attack is now going up. So this is going to be crucial in order to get sort of a bare minimum baseline for our newbies, so that when we go to combat, they don't become casualties so quickly. Oh, we are under attack. Look at that beautiful sunrise. Kind of retina burning, but still beautiful. So we're waiting on the steel bar for this last one. So let's go through and make sure that everybody that needs the training gets the training. So Night Knave is up here already. Thorfinn's up here. Headshot doesn't need it. Case doesn't need it. Trust doesn't need it. Poetic, Sharp Point, nope, nope, nope. Horse needs it. He's already training. Shona needs it. She's coming up. Oh, the problem is Horse, and if I send Horse and Shona up, nobody is going to be processing the last bar. So I'm going to have Shona wait a second until this last bar is done, so that I can build all 5. And just as a point of reference, Islotus needs, so he'll come up. Aguven needs it. Thor needs it. Yeah, we have a lot of people that are going to need it, more than the 5, so they're going to have to take shifts. Can you train them by dueling each other? No, you cannot duel your own people. I could train them by... So one of the ways that some Kenshi players will do it is they will set up sort of like a gladiatorial ring, where you will have like let me pause just to explain for people that want to do this for themselves. I also want to explain that I'm not doing this for myself. I'm not planning on doing it. I think it's a little too cheesy. But essentially what you do is you set up a gate. I'm just going to do this crudely, but to give you an idea. You set up a few walls. You want your walls pointed inwards towards the area like this. You set up a ramp or 2 so that you can get on those walls and put crossbows on the walls. And what you do is you grab enemies and toss them in here. And while they're unconscious, you give the enemies weapons that don't do a lot of damage, but armor that is really, really, really heavy, so that they can absorb a lot of damage. And then when you want to train, you just have someone enter this arena and fight whoever's inside of the arena. You can be block only to raise your melee defense, or you can be attack or whatever. It's a way to train them. And then if things get out of hand, you have mounted crossbows pointed inwards that you can man to shoot the person unconscious. And that would be a really effective way to train, but it's definitely cheesy, but like Kenshi allows it. Obviously, Kenshi is a sandbox game. I just wanted to point it out that that's how you could do it, but also that I will not be doing it. You saw Rain, the Giant, and King in here. Ruka is in here too. Yes, she is. And so is Horse and Headshot. The only uniques that I don't have of the Shek would be Sinklide and Seto. I won't be getting either of those, though. So here's the last dummy. And let's have a Gooven go up. I like how King looks like he's overseeing it. He's like, yep, this is good. This is what I recruited you for. All right, Mike, there's your white plate jacket. And still, oh, Glitch has the weapon on his back. It's a Mark 1, so pretty good quality. So now, Mike, you are done, which means everybody's done. We have everybody armored. Everybody is in the same squad. So as soon as these trainees get leveled up enough that I feel like they have a chance in the real world, by that I mean their melee attack gets close to 15. It doesn't need to be 15 on the dot. We'll send them to... We'll send everybody basically, to go fight somewhere. So that's... That is what I'm going to open up the suggestion box for. So if you have suggestions, I'm not necessarily going to accept all suggestions. So if you're like, go to Bugmaster, I'm going to be like, no, that's suicide. That's dumb. I'm not doing that. But if you have suggestions, the suggestion box is open. If you don't want to make suggestions, I can come up with some on my own. But look at Sergeant King just watching them. And Ruka. I guess they're both watching. I do like how Kang is allowed to have wooden sandals on, even though very clearly it's wooden sandal. We'll just ignore that. Dux, I'm refunding you because that's not something that we're going to be doing. It's a suggestion box for where to train. So let me make that clear. Current goal. Suggest ways to train. Hey, Ruburn. Thanks for the resub. We have also, I think that bloop noise was that we hit Core 5. So here's the new set of research. So Core 5 obviously unlocks Core 6, but Core 6 is unlocked with 2 AI cores. Core 5, what has it added? So it has added a ton of electrics research. Amplified generators and heavy generator theory and advanced batteries and all that jazz. It also unlocked hydroponics. So to unlock hydroponics just in general, the base tree would be an AI core, which is expensive. The advantage of hydroponics is that it isn't based upon your biome. It doesn't matter what biome you're in. And you can grow hydroponic hemp, wheat straw, rice weed. The thing is, the things that we can grow hydroponically, we don't really need to do it because we do live in a bit of a lush valley. I'm just pointing out that it got unlocked. For industry, I don't know if any of these options are new. For smithing, of course, we have weapons grades. So we have weapons grades 3, 4, and then the next tier of smith. So that would require 3, 4, and 2 books alike. But that would allow Glitch to start making up to Mark 3 blades, I think. And then the weaponsmithing 2 would bring that up to sort of the starting of edge quality, which is pretty fantastic. Edge blades are very, very strong. The best possible blade in the game would be, well, the best possible blade would be Meito, but there's a finite amount of Meito blades. Meito are unique. And then the top tier other than Meito, which is like unique blades, would be Edge 3. And Edge 3 blades can be manufactured by different manufacturers. So homemade blades suffer quality-wise, don't get the benefits of being manufactured by true professionals, because we will never be true professionals. But like an Edge 3 made by Edge Masters, Edge Masters would be the scrap house, are going to be some of the best blades outside of the Meito blades that you can buy. However, I do plan on trying to outfit my own squad with things we make on our own to be self-sufficient. So I am planning on just using my own blades that I make and not buying any. Just to let you all know. All right, I have some suggestions in the suggestion box. I'll let one or two more in taking those suggestions so that we have somewhere to go. Making sure that the people that are training have not hit the 15 mark. None of them have. It's awesome that like Hang and Rook are like watching. What bosses? So the other thing I want to do is let's continue to make white plate jackets and trying to bring our white plate jacket up to masterwork quality for everybody, I think would be good. As white plate jackets have awesome coverage of stomach, chest, arms, both arms, and the quality matters. So Chemo and Tora will work on that. And then, of course, Glitch is continuing to do the blades, because not everyone's at Mark 1. Alright, I am going to pause the redemptions, and let's pull of where to train. Where should we go training once we're done on the dummies? So our options would be hunting swamp turtles. So if we hunt swamp turtles, what I would want to do is to take the new guys that are just freshly 15 melee attack and have them be the only ones attacking the turtles. Because if anyone else attacks the turtles will be dead way too quick. We could fight the Red Sabers. Head to the Red Sabers HQ. We could fight the Fogmen. Fight against the Fog. So that would be heading over to Mongrel. The Fog, one of the benefits of the Fog is there might be some money to be made, because if we kill a prince, we can sell his head for trophies. And then the regular Foggers, although there's a risk of cannibalism, I think I've shown time and time again that I can get myself out of bad situations. So I'm not too worried. One of the advantages of fighting the Fog is that they do really low damage, so there's really no chance of being one-shot by any of them, because they just don't do enough damage to kill you instantly. But if you get knocked unconscious, they will eat you. Because they're nasty like that. They're even cannibalistic. The Foggers will eat other hivers. We could do a ruin hunting. So ruin hunting might be a little tricky, because a lot of the ruins that have valuable stuff in them are protected by iron spiders. We are really well armored, but iron spiders are going to be really tough for our group to take down. And I suspect, at best, a lot of people get knocked unconscious. At worst, maybe some severed limbs, maybe a death. But I'm still okay to do it. One of the advantages of ruin hunting is we could get the technology to improve our gear and improve our defenses and all that. So there is a huge benefit to ruin hunting, but it's probably one of the more riskier options on the pull. We also have fight the other rebel Shek factions. The Band of Bones have been showing up a lot, and kind of annoying that they keep showing up, but there's other factions, so let me point those out so that you are voting informed. If I go to the factions here, we have got the Band of Bones, which are almost hostile with me already. The other factions might not show up, because I haven't really interacted with them yet. Well, yeah, we have the Band of Bones, the Berserkers, and Kral's Chosen that are over in Shek territory, and we could fight them. They're some of them are pretty tough, so that would be punching wool above the belt. But I'm down to try if you guys want that to be done. Okay, and then the last suggestion that you made was clearing out dust bandit camps. And that obviously wouldn't carry a lot of risk. So there's the poll, right there, and have yourself a good vote. Kral's Chosen are other... So what's kind of funny is there are other Shager loyalists, just like we are, but they're enemies of us, because we think they're too weak, that they can't handle it. They won't win. So we could fight them as a result. All right, let's check in on the training progress. Obviously, there's diminishing returns, so the higher level we become, the slower it becomes. But it's working. We're training up. It doesn't allow you to train too high, but that's good. I mean, I prefer it that way. And then there's how many steel bars do I have now? All right, 2 extra steel bars, because I know Shona needs to train as well, and Mike needs to train. I think those are the only ones that don't have skill yet that aren't currently training. So if that's the case... Oh no, Thor I think needs to train as well. So Shona, you make 1 more steel bar, and then I'll put 3 more dummies up top. I'm just trying to go through them to make sure that that's the case. So I think I need 3 more dummies. Yeah, okay. Training. One, 2, 3. Oh, it's not going to let me put a light post up top. Electrical torch post then. All right, there we go. So it looks like ruin hunting is a leading option. The issue is, I don't know how much of my own personal knowledge I should use for ruin hunting or not. Probably not much. But it will be fine. Okay, Shona just made the 3rd blade, or the 3rd steel bar. The other use for steel bars would be down here, and we already put one in, but we need 3 hinges and a steel spring, and we don't have the manufacturing facilities to do that just yet. That noise is hilarious. 6 more days until the Band of Bones shows up. So, Shona, where are you? Shona, Mike, and Thor. I just have to make sure that these guys don't starve to death, because there's no break time. Alright, so here's my last of my trainees. So we have all 8 of them that are low level, going ham on these dummies. And I'll put a timer on this poll, but it looks like there's a pretty definitive, I don't know, there might be a worth tiebreaker between the fog and ruin hunting. So the problem with ruin hunting is, or not the problem, but the issue with ruin hunting is the ruins that really have a lot of technology are also considerably harder. And I don't think I'm supposed to know where they are. Like, I'd rather not know where they are, unless I buy the maps for them. So what we could do is we could go to the ruins that we know on the map and start clearing them, pretending to be coy. I'll put it that way. So, you know, we have ruins spotting around the map here, and we can just start ruin spelunking, and acting as if we don't know what they are, I think is how I'm going to do it, unless I have a map for it. So we have bought some maps that put, I'm trying to find a location like that have, you know, we bought a map, for instance, for Vane's Ruin. So we know that there's a ruin out there, but I would really only go to, I'd really only go to ruins, that we know about through the purchase of the map. Are the ruins in the Ashlands that have stuff? Yes. There are ruins. The Ashlands is basically all ruins. There's no civilization out here, but we also have no need to go out there either for this story. Our fight is not with the Ashlands. We are Shager's Conquest. We are not the Ashland clearing. Yeah, there's a lot of technology out there, and in fact, it's one of the only ways to get. It's the only method to get renewable AI cores. So outside of the Ashlands, there is a finite amount of AI cores available to you. Okay, we're gonna do a tiebreaker here between Fog and Ruin Hunting because it was only 2 votes. There it is. So yeah, outside of the Ashlands, there's a finite amount of AI cores that exist in ancient libraries and tech labs and for sale. And there's one enemy that you get to fight that has a AI core. And then in the Ashlands, you have, I'm not going to spoil too much, but you have a specific type of enemy which spawns rarely, but does spawn. And if you murder it, it has AI cores in it as like as a brain. So it's the only renewable source of AI cores, and it's barely renewable at that. But generally speaking, there's enough AI cores in ancient books in the world for you to more or less get all the technological options that you need. So we're getting up to 13. I think once everyone's at 13, that will be good enough. So I'm not going to wait for everybody to hit the 15 mark because of the diminishing returns. So we'll just wait for Thor, Mike, and Shona to hit 13, and then we can bounce out. I'm just looking for, like, obvious breaks in the wall. Because we've had some weird breaches. I don't know how... Like, there's still a blood spider on the wall here. Headshot. Hey, come over here. How is this thing alive? I think it's just stuck. I don't think she can get a line of sight. Kang? How about you run on the wall? Oh, and there's also big things over here. There's always big things over here. Hey, Headshot, you want to go shoot some big things? Is Kang coming? I told Kang to come, but I don't know if he's actually traveling. Okay, let me look at him. No, he's just standing at his box. Do I really have to manually... Oh, you know what might be? These walls might not technically be connected. So sometimes there could be issues with collision, and you have to, like, skitter past their, like... Yeah, there's like an invisible clipping thing. So I think what's happening with that that blood spider is somehow it, like, got on my walls, and it doesn't know how to get down. And it's just, like, perpetually stuck. Which I'm fine with. I don't really care. It is pretty funny, though. Shoot the big thing. I think it's out of range. Yeah. So I have a guard blood spider built into the walls. Like, we're somehow Attack on Titan or something. What's interesting is, like, its food is never dropping. It's busted up, though. It is quite busted. Let me save real quick. And looks like you guys want Rune Hunt. Cool. One thing I wanted to do is to go to the... Come on. Go to the dev menu. Okay. Yeah, the entire base is within the sphere of influence now. Because of those little side sheds that I built. Oh, no, not so much over... Well, yeah, technically it's inside. Nice. We can name that, name the blood spider? Yeah, if only. Alright, headshot, you're done. So let's update the goal here. Head to ruins for combat training. This is going to be a rude awakening for the Lobies. That's their problem, not mine. There's one other thing that I'm going to need to do if I'm headed to do that. I'm going to want some... Oh, that would be at the medical bench. I'm going to want some sleeping bags. Because my sleeping bags got destroyed, and without sleeping bags, we're going to be... we're going to be having it kind of rough. So here's Cowley making up some sleeping bags, and I'm probably going to make like 10 at least. We have 31 recruits, so like obviously 31 sleeping bags would be ideal, but I'm not necessarily working towards the ideal. And Mr. Kang, let's have you... Oh, yeah, we're getting white plate jackets. I'm going to have him sell the specialist ones so that we can... I know some people have the... Some people have high quality ones, and I should probably get them into specialist. I shudder at the amount of micromanagement that would require, but fine. Ooh, that's way too many meds for you, dude. Let's put some of these away. Alright, so King, let's figure out who has just high quality. Get them into specialist. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have King sell the rest. So, Rain needs to go up a tier. Freezer. Seems like my farmers. There's a pattern. And the difference is, let's do a side-by-side so you see the jump. It's a blunt resistance up by 7%, a sharp resistance up by 13%, a harpoon resistance up 7 points. Yeah. So, you know, they're better. Definitively, obviously better. Just, I don't like the amount of microing it requires. I try to, one of the reasons why I, like, ignore a lot of the things that I should be doing is just because it requires so much micromanagement that I don't necessarily want to dedicate to the task, that I just ignore it. Okay, so we're all out of our specialists now. And then Glitch has some Mark 1s that he can hand out too. So let's get, let's go through everyone to make sure that everyone has at least a Cat 3. And if there's anyone that is, okay, so someone like Headshot here who doesn't have a Cat 3 would trade. Yeah, Trapper Keep, or Case is the same way. There, done. So now we grab the rest. Oh, King isn't even wearing the right shirt. I should probably go through them to make sure everybody's in the leather turtlenecks, because if I forgot Kang, easily I forgot someone else. So I'll, before we head to the ruins, I'm going to make sure that everybody has the proper attire. Because it would be really dumb to have anyone die, because I was not thorough enough. So let's go through the full list now. Let's do that while King runs over for the sale. So Rockfin's done. He's good. A high-grade helmet. We could do better than that. There's already a specialist helmet just like sitting there. Oh, nope, there wasn't. There was, but not anymore. But now he has masterwork armor, so I'll mark that down. Masterwork pants. And masterwork shirt. So if the helmet isn't as good quality as I want it to be, let's switch between white plate and samurai, so that I can get slightly better helmets. But basically, he's armored up enough. King, yes. Ruka, yes. At this point, I'm just making sure that... so Rain does not have a shirt. Does not have a turtleneck. So let's continue making a few turtlenecks. Chemo's going to move over to that bench, and then Turta's going to move over to this bench. So we continue the white plate jackets, and now we're making leather turtlenecks. So, Rain, that's 1 turtleneck. Gizo, that's 2. Turta's 3. Larry, Fang, 4, 5. Okay, yeah, it's very clear that I'm lacking a whole lot of turtlenecks just about everywhere. Got it. Listen to that noise. So I said that the minimum threshold would be melee defense 13. And we're at 12, so we're getting pretty close to ruin time. I'll probably not finish armoring everyone off, but as long as everybody has white plate jackets at the very least, which absorbs, you know, the first hit, the first swing of the hit. The other vulnerability here would be Headshot's head, but I don't have a good helmet for her. Putting her in a samurai helmet would be a terrible idea because it's terrible for crossbows, but I don't have a good alternative. Maybe I do. Let me check my my armor smiths. No, not there. No, I don't. I haven't bought a blueprint that would be a good alternative for her head. Would it be worth training the run speed of everyone? Yeah, it would be, but like we're gonna do that as we just travel around. That's not something that requires anything for me to specifically do. Yeah, I don't own anything that is that's going to be worth wearing on her head. Do I have a dedicated rice storage bin? I do. Right here. Asaldus hasn't put his away because he's training. I'm actually not even really sure, or Slotus rather, why he has that stuff in his inventory. I think he's my dedicated hauler and he just got caught in the middle of hauling. So once King gets home from the way station, we'll head to the ruins. We'll start to clear the local ruins that we know about, and then we'll work our way to travel further. I'm also going to buy a bunch of these normal books because I can put them to research too. One thing that I meant to poll for, but didn't, is how to use this last book. Yeah, there's really nothing that jumps out at me as worthy of that last book, so I'm just not even going to bother. There's not even... Yeah, let's do the outpost types for the engineering research. Save it for something better. Save it for, like, weapon grade, probably, right? It's definitely nicer to have Kang go on the vendoring sale runs. He's so much faster. Then the other question is, how many sleeping bags did Cowley make? Because it looks like 0. Where is Cowley? Cowley, where are you? Oh, Jesus. There's dust bandits here, and McNauer is unconscious. Let's close this. I opened up the gate for like... Oh, Cowley's on the wrong side. Hey, Cowley, how... Okay, 2 sleeping bags. That's my answer. Cowley, run away from the dust bandits because they're going to get shot at by the crossbows, and you don't want to be anywhere nearby, or you'll end up like McNauer, who got gutted. So, no, stay far away. Far away. Ah! I'm not scared of the dust bandit. I'm scared of the unskilled labor on the crossbows. As I'm 99% sure that that's what did McNauer in. So I'm going to wait. I'll wait to go ruin hunting until McNauer's healed. I don't want to leave anyone out. I'm actually planning on everybody going for it. Not leaving anyone behind. Which is, does leave the base a little empty, and potentially someone could steal food, but I'm probably just going to shove all the food into one of our backpacks so that it can't be stolen. Alright, so those are the only ones that got wounded. Can I build better limbs? I am able to with more technology, but I don't have that technology. And it actually... robotic limbs costs an enormous... It's enormously expensive. So it's going to be a long time until I have the technology for it. It's one of the most expensive technological things to do in Kenshi. So we're just waiting on McNauer. Once the McNauer's stomach goes up to full, we'll head out. So the outpost types that I just researched are like copper buildings. Hey, Tom. How you doing, Tumbling? I'll give you a shout out. I was Oni today. I was lurking briefly. But I didn't say anything as to not make you think you have to shout me out. So here's the outposts. They cost copper alloys. They look familiar. I just wanted to unlock them because I had the research, but they're not special in any way. And because they're circular, it's actually pretty hard to build in them because square furniture doesn't go into circular buildings all that effectively. But it's cool to have. You didn't even kill a dupe today. Well, congrats. I haven't killed any Shek. So I'm doing good too. I'm going to fast forward time to try to get McNauer up so that we can head out. And I'm sure at 13. Yeah, I'm at 13 now. We haven't quite hit 15 because it really becomes insanely slow at high levels, or high levels. But as you close into 15, it becomes insanely slow to train on these things. Yeah, I haven't killed one yet. No one has died yet. I almost took McNauer out with a crossbow bolt, but I didn't kill him. He just got a little unconscious. Unlike some of these bandits who are limbless and dying. Pretty much all of them. And there's outpost type 4. So that is the bigger one. That you see a lot of the slaver bars and the like. Maybe at some point we'll have a bar of our own, but I'm not going to... I was planning on having a bakery down here, And then maybe I can set up a bar as well. But I wanted to wait until we had some military victories. I'm not going to celebrate just yet, because, you know, we don't deserve it yet. Alright, I'm getting a little impatient with the McNauer. I might head out earlier. It is hard to tell if there's anyone... Here, let me pop the door open. Just watch it. Start cremating them. Oh, I heard shooting. Whoa. Chewy. Well, that big thing's gonna eat good tonight. Do you feel that mod message deeply? I am not taking mod suggestions or requests. Yeah, even still, I get like multiple a week. It's fine. It just allows me to point at something and be like, nope, no thanks. Actually, I probably get multiple a day on YouTube comments. Maybe not multiple, but at least like one a day. Hundreds a year. Yeah. If I wanted the mod, I would have added it. McNauer's probably healthy enough. So once I manually throw this dust bandit out of town, I'll get going. I just don't want to leave the base with him locked in. That would be annoying. This is a corpse incinerator, a corpse furnace. Just to burn up the dead bodies. What was that Jet Li movie where, like, he got shot by 1,000 arrows? All of these Hungry Bandits are either dead or dying. I don't think a single one survived. The Dust Bandits are a little bit better armored, so they might survive. Oh. I know there's obviously the saying of, like, let's let heads roll, but... I like how the limbs are just rolling down. Yeah, hero, that's the one. Anyone shows up at our gate, they get to be a hero. Alright, McNauer's healed. It's time. Job's off. Everybody converge. This is the first battle. Oh, excuse you. You owe me a sword to the face? Thump. Moron. What a moron. Alright, before I leave, there's a few things I wanted to do. Cowley, you trade those sleeping bags. Obviously, I don't have a lot of them. Before that, actually, is let's go ahead and take off all of the trader bags, because the trader bags are terrible for combat. So I'm going to get rid of them all. Which is going to be annoying to put them all back. We want them back. Whoa, Jesus. Alright, let the camera work. Got a little possessed. I'm allowing people to keep stuff in their inventories, but I just don't want these trader bags on, because they will ruin our combat ability, and that is defeats the purpose of going fighting. Glitch. Oops. There's some armor and weapons that might want to be handed out before we leave too. There's 2 Mark 1 blades and a masterwork piece of armor that here, Larry, you could just take it. Because you have a... Well, I guess that was specialist. Thing. Alright, the last one's going to be lucky. So whoever... It's Chemo. My armor smith wearing his own armor. Perfect. And then that helmet's going to go to Rockvin, because Rockvin's helmet is high grade. So here's our throwaway pile. Ooh, also leather armor. That is masterwork. That's going to go to Rain. Dang, you guys, I have a 13% chance to crit that quality, and it just keeps critting. Where's that box? I'm too lazy to walk over. Okay, so Rain now has a Masterwork shirt. Sorry about the camera pan. And who got the armor? It was, Larry? No, it was Chemo. Okay, cool. Thank you for tuning in to Kenshi Shek's Conquest, which originally streamed live on Twitch December 9th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams, and Discord, which the link can be found in the description or on Rhadamant.com, is a great way to get notifications and to take part in polls. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you for supporting the channel. I'll catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Shek.